year 1267. War hung in the air, its scent palpable. The mighty empire of Nilfgaard stood poised, greedily eyeing the northern realms just across the Yaruga. In light of the threat, the realm sovereigns met in summit. They made declarations, pledged fraternal assistance, forged alliances, and then, in good spirits, dispersed. Among them, Neve, queen of the twin realms Lyria and Rivia. Know the name? Heard her beauty extolled? Justly so. Remarkable she was. Not for her graceful exterior, but for her persistence and courage. Where was I? As the queen and her retinue neared her capital, Count Caldwell appeared. In Neve's absence, the Count was to have helped her son, the youthful Prince Willem, run the Twin Kingdoms. Caldwell had clearly ridden hard. Drops of perspiration dangled from his whiskers, his neck red and chafed from a ruff, starched stiff.
Hail, Your Majesty! Delighted to see you in good health. The summit, it ended fruitfully, I hope?
Yes, at its end, letters were exchanged, documents signed. Paper. Time will tell of what value. That will suffice as cordialities go, Caldwell. Tell me what's happened, for I sincerely doubt sheer longing prompted you to ride out.
Indeed, Your Grace. Another circumstance inspired me to do so. The strays of Sparla, the bandits, I was to tend to during Your Grace's absence. The situation's gotten out of hand, I fear.
Steady, Caldwell. Come now. Deep breath. All right. Speak. What has happened? Be precise.
As Your Grace ordained, I set out and was nipping at the bandits' tails for long. We pursued for weeks, until scouts returned, having sighted the strays' camp in the forest near Locheren. We waited for nightfall, to surprise them as they slept. Alas, it proved a ruse. We found the tents empty, straw-stuffed dummies round the fire. Soon, we learned that as we waited for the sunset, the strays had snuck away, rounded our positions and ridden to Hawksburn.
I beg your pardon, my lord. The tax collectors. That is where they station.
So the gold? All of it?
It's stolen, Your Grace, but I shall do all in my power to recover it. This I vow, if it be Your Grace's wish.
After weeks in the saddle, Your Grace's wishes are modest. A hot bath and a night's sleep in her own bed. Yet, they shall have to wait. I must look personally to this matter. Your force, Caldwell, I will now command. You... send a herald to Hawksburn. They must prepare for the Queen's arrival. Air the rooms, dust off the porcelain. Make certain they do it. Do you see now, Reynard? I believe I foretold it would be thus. My son wasn't ready in the least to rule an entire country.
I confess, Prince Willem has much to learn yet.
Yes. And very little time.
thought it were bandits riding in.
They stretched her over a fire till she told them where she buried her gold.
Rather die than tell him she would. But I know where she kept it. Sit tight, sketch it out for you.
Strays, they're called, Your Majesty, because they bite something nasty and bay as if by the moon possessed.
Count Caldwell rode at the column's head, scanning its flanks with a wary eye that, despite his advanced age, proved very sharp indeed.
Your Majesty! Bandits! There! At the tree line!
The Count's footmen, unaccustomed to escorting their queen, sought to shield her with their bodies and assumed a tight formation to do so. They were promptly knocked aside as Neve charged headlong at the bandits, brandishing her blade and bellowing a ferocious cry.
Attack! Charge!
attack the Queen? An outrage!
Your Grace, the men await. You must lead to begin the attack.
Salt of the earth, they are, Your Grace. They'd follow you into fire. You need simply say the word.
I shall teach you to respect the crown, you dogs!
I'm a one, sir.
Look out! Seek cover! We are bombarded!
What? Who dares? The strays took tail and run! Yes! Our victory is assured! Sound the horns! May they sing praises of this triumph for ages!
The battle's not yet done. It is better to conserve our strength. Prepare for a strike that will prove decisive. Battle formation! Protect the Queen!
Should have listened to me, old lady.
Have it the white of an eye from half a league away.
One boat. This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
I congratulate you on your latest victory, Your Grace. The bandits stood not a chance.
Matters seem indeed to have gotten out of hand, to put it mildly.
Neve said, arms crossed atop her shining breastplate.
They've grown bold. Doubtless after the raid on the manor, the tax collectors. I've not heard of an ambush on the high road afore.
Caldwell explained, avoiding his liege's wrathful gaze.
Enough, Caldwell. We must put things right. Come!
The Queen's retinue set out, cavalry in front, infantry and arbalists close behind, and, following in the rear, the bandits, bound in chains.
I do adore this prospect.
Yes. Lyria, the Pearl of the North. With its hills and dales. Why, its beauty matched only by that of its queen.
After 3 weeks in the saddle, I've my doubts, Count. We shall pitch camp here. Our soldiers need respite. A spell of it they deserve. bit of respite, Reynard?
Yes. But if you've any new orders, Your Grace, I can be ready at any...
At ease, Reynard. At ease. Don't you find it wearisome sitting alone? Wouldn't you prefer another's company? Swapping tales with the innkeep, even?
Your concern, I most appreciate, Your Grace. But I prefer silence.
Has it always been thus with you? Ever a man apart?
Quite the contrary, Your Grace. As a youth, I gloried in company, delighted in conversation.
So what was it that changed you?
That delight nearly cost me my head. But do you truly not know the tale, milady? How I came to be your departed husband's aide?
I don't, but would gladly hear it.
I had but 20 winters behind me when I enlisted. Yet I was granted the rank of lieutenant from the start, not by merit, but by birth. The respect of veteran officers, both my peers and seniors, that they could not grant. Nor did I deserve it. To earn that respect became my driving aim, and to seem wise beyond my years, I began spouting off about the king's decisions. This maneuver Reginald botched, that he failed to think through, and yet elsewhere he'd blundered like a schoolboy.
Talk of that nature could only ever result in misfortune.
It was not long before I was clanking about in shackles. Another officer had reported me. I was charged with lèse-majesté. The court-martial took but a quarter of an hour to deliver verdict and sentence. I was guilty of treason, and the noose awaited me. But Reginald first stayed the execution, then ordered that I repeat every word I'd uttered about his person or deeds. Soaked with sweat, my voice cracking, I did as he ordained. Reginald listened, raptly and silently, and when I'd finished, he declared I was right. He then appointed me his personal aide. A clever lad like you, I can always use at my side.
Indeed. Though hardly sharp himself, wisdom in others Reginald both recognized and heeded.
It was then I swore two things. Firstly, never again to wag my tongue like a fool. Secondly, never to betray his trust.
And you never did. Know what he told me moments before he passed? Trust none of them, Meave. Save Reynard. The old sod was right about that, at least. I thank you for sharing that tale, Reynard. Truly. Alas, I've come to fear Willem might simply not be cut out to be a king, let alone a good one.
A harsh judgment, Your Grace. Let's not be hasty. The prince is but 16 summers to him.
And is thus fully grown. The crown he should be able to bear at his age. Yet I left the land in his care for but a few months, and look what's become of it. Bandits roam and loot unchecked.
We might yet learn of mitigating circumstances. Events beyond his control.
Would that it were so, Reynard. Would that it were so. Elsewise we must hope Ancaeus will demonstrate more wit than his brother. Though I see little chance of that either. Don't you find it wearisome?
Your concern...
Has it always been thus?
Quite the
So what was it?
That delight.
I don't.
I had but 20 to earn that respect.
Well, a brilliant strategist Reginald was not. They dubbed him the courageous, not the cunning, for good reason, I dare say.
It was not long before I was clanking about in shackles. The court... But, Reginald...
Indeed.
It was then I...
And you never... I thank you for It's time I attended to other matters.
this what I pay taxes for? To be robbed along the high road, and in broad daylight, no less? Were it not for mandatory merchant routes and stacking rights, why, I'd have gone round, through Sodden. They told me, Lyria's a wild land, lawless, chaotic, a damn disgrace. Is this what I pay taxes for? To be robbed along the high road, and in broad daylight, no less?
Gods of mercy! Whatever is this filth?
Necrophages. Drawn here by blood's scent.
For such vile monstrosities to prowl the high roads of my realm, I won't allow it. Attack!
Broad daylight.
Raynard, what is this? Some spectre? A strigger?
I can't be sure, Your Grace. It's the first I've seen of any such... thing.
Should have listened to me, old lady.
These carrion eaters. I know them.
Fearsome they look, true. But they bleed just as we do. Onward! Slay the filth!
I'm a monster.
So fortunate we routed the beasts before they had a chance to gorge.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
Your Grace, yet more come.
They fill their bellies, ma'am. This doesn't bode well. Oh no, not well at all.
Curses. Strong as steers they've grown. And they show no fear.
Frenzied, my lady. It's bloodlust. They lose all instinct to survive, feel no pain whatever. I've witnessed this before.
Your Majesty, we must give ground. Fall back. We can't win. Must minimize our losses. My queen, there is no shame in ceding the field when fortunes turn sour.
Victory must... Look there! Yet another abomination.
No, that stench. My salts. Where are my salts?
One bullet is all I need.
Her Majesty is exceptional. The beasts hadn't a chance against us. Victory is ours.
Many trees we've felled, my lady. Might you have need of them? So, take whatever your heart desires. They call themselves strays. Well, we'll treat them like strays. We build a bridge, brick by brick, a one, a two, the pillar grows thick. There ain't no bandits here. Not surprising neither, for we'd chase them off with our hatchets, we would.
Lady, the masks they wear. Have you seen them? They've fangs, snouts, horns. Like a right proper nightmare. Your Majesty, I beg of you, thrash them bandits. Please. Scared to step out into me own fields, I am.
Soon, Queen and retinue arrived at Hawksburn. The men stationed there they found standing at attention, baking under the blistering noonday sun.
Your Majesty, Count Caldwell.
Stand at ease, Sergeant, and report.
The local peasants we've rounded up in the yard, Your Grace. Expect they might have lent the bandits aid. Yet our courtesy hadn't inspired them. They haven't peeped a word. Might it please Your Grace to summon the hangman? He ties a noose for them, should have them jabbering right quick.
I'll speak to them first.
Your Majesty, for the Queen to question commoners, why, it's simply not proper.
Whom for? I shan't be stripped of crown and titles for it, so no impediment do I see. Lead me to them.
Bow low for your sovereign, Her Majesty, Queen Meve of Lyria and Rivia.
Ha' mercy, your grace. We bear no guilt, we simple folk.
Lyria, the city. Ever been to the castle there?
Nay, milady. And never ventured from his home, truth be told. Farthest I went was...
It has a dungeon. And in that dungeon, I've a special cell I call Ceci. Now, Ceci's not much. A round ditch with an iron grate over its opening. But you see, Ceci is so narrow, so tight, that once inside her, you cannot move. Not turn, not crouch, not lift an arm. Prisoners dropped in the bitch's embrace stand there for weeks in their own excrement until they lose their minds, or worms eat them alive. You've a choice to make. Tell me what I must know. Or live your days out with Ceci.
Ha' mercy, my lady. Nay, we'll tell all, everything.
The bandits. Whom do they follow?
Him, milady. We seen him. No name, just an odd title. The Duke of Dogs, they call him.
My. A blue-blood thoroughbred mutt. Where are he and his hounds bound? Did he say?
That recall, Imogen? What do you name? A Gleeton or something?
Clayton. Lord Clayton. His estate lies to the south.
Sound the horns. Have the men form up. We march at once.
Milady!
Shut it, louts! The Queen's had her say. Your Grace, your orders. What are we to do with them?
The Duke of Dogs fed you, so you've strength enough to carry arms. And as he gave you coin, you've no need of pay from the realm's coffers. Sergeant, all men of 15 summers or more will join our ranks at once. They'll serve 5 years.
No, milady, no! 'Tis mere weeks to harvest. Who'll tend to fields?
Neve set off toward Lord Clayton's estate at a gallop, her mount knocking the peasants aside as it kicked up a cloud of dust. The folk of Hawksburn spoke of the royal visit long after, albeit ever behind closed doors and in hushed tones.
What is this, Reynard? Bandits attacking royal tax collectors in broad daylight.
They shall pay dearly, Your Grace.
They shall indeed. And not only they. Rot has crept into Lyria, Reynard. My kingdom has been poorly kept. That rumble. What is it?
Look out! Rock slide!
The bluff crumbles! Fall back! Save yourselves!
Your Grace, The wagon, we can use it as cover. Forward, we must move it forward.
What now?
You're far fewer than I presumed. Summon your comrades, damn it! Chop chop! Before I reach for my whip.
One bolt.
Give me a time.
The wagon! Use the wagon now!
We've come through, Reynard. I thank you.
The walls of the temple collapsed. The buttresses doubtless damaged by something.
Or someone. There's naught we can do here. We ride on.
A peasant cart, loaded with a heap of hay, came rattling down the road from the opposite direction.
Clear the road!
Bellowed Count Caldwell, standing in his stirrups.
Make way for your queen!
The peasants obediently turned their cart into the roadside nettles. As she passed, Meve glanced towards it and froze. Atop the hay bale lay a badly wounded man gripped by fever. The thick, sweet stench of rot wafted from his bandaged legs.
Gods. Who did this to him?
Meve asked.
Bandits?
Nay, milady,
Replied the cartman.
'twere a beast. Out to the east, down Wetterton way, lies a boneyard, old as the elves, they say.
The peasant continued.
Clayton was setting snares round about there. Came running back to us, drenched in blood, rattling on about a long-haired wench come climbing out a grave. We's taken him to the good sisters of Melitele here on Bridge. Perhaps they can help him.
I'm certain they can. And will.
Replied the queen, though just looking at the wounded wretch, she knew he'd expire before nightfall.
God speed you on your journey.
The queen whistled, and her mare resumed its trot.
Shall I send for a witcher, your grace?
Caldwell asked.
One of those freaks should make short work of the monster.
Until we apprehend the bandits, I shan't allow a single soul to leave our company, even on such an important mission as finding a witcher.
Meve replied.
Any who did would be captured at once. But, if fate brings us near Wetterton, perhaps we'll see to this monstrous harridan ourselves.
Your grace, we've only just fought beasts and scarcely escaped with our lives. This she-beast will take a silver sword. Magic formulae.
Yet a dozen arbalists will have to suffice.
The queen said, calmly but firmly.
And please, Caldwell, do stiffen your spine a bit. Now onward.
Kneel and pay homage to the gods. You shall be rewarded. Melitele watches over us all, yet you do well to remind her through supplication.
Travelling the high road, they heard the bells of a temple to Mother Melitele, situated at some distance. Niamh turned towards Reynard.
What have we today? A sacred feast?
Not that I recall, Your Grace.
The Queen's brow darkened, her hands clenched into fists on her reins.
Then they sound the alarm. Follow me!
Stained glass shards glinted in the grass. Bits of down, ripped from quilts, wafted through the air. The priestesses, gathered in the yard, were seeing to wounded pilgrims, setting toppled, oft beheaded or armless statues back on their feet.
What happened here?
The strays of Spala fell upon us.
Sighed the prioress.
Stole the offerings, the monstrances, holy books. My lady, I implore you, come to our aid, recover what's rightly ours.
Ever clever, Niamh's scouts soon discovered the bandits' tracks. They led to some thick hazel groves east of the temple, the perfect place to hide or to lie in ambush.
It's all come clear now. Sabotage. 'Twas the bandits who weakened the walls.
The good mother warned us. Hard times lie ahead.
Wheel ruts. The strays, no doubt. They must be nearby.
To ravage statues of the Good Mother, how dare they? To ravage statues of the Good Mother.
The bandits had pitched camp in a nearby wood. Spirits buoyed by the wine they'd stolen from the cloister cellar, the brigands had not posted sentries.
Another round! To the sisters!
Niamh's soldiers were eager, insistent. The desecrators would be punished. Yet only the Queen could order the assault.
High time we put these strays on a leash.
Spat the Queen, spurring her horse.
To arms! Follow me!
Tankards clattered to the ground as the strays reached for their weapons. The brigands would not even fathom giving up without a fight.
got a death wish?
Armor won't, sir.
My favourite cut of lamb? The shank. Pays late. Again.
Stick 'em up! High as the clouds! Now! Regroup!
Gotta get our asses moving. No time for that.
You can pay the toll in one of two ways. In silver or in blood. See if he's hid any coin in his pockets. Or his holes.
Your Majesty, turn back! There, something wicked lurks. The dead, as they rest, are disturbed. Something digs up their graves, opens their tombs.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Armor won't, sir. One bolt.
What? Who dares?
Give me a target.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Give me a target. Our ballista, your command.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Armor won't save.
A lesson in humility coming now.
Armor won't save. One bolt's all I need. Give me a target. Our ballista, your command. Armor won't save them.
Time I taught you some respect.
Can't take it anymore.
Laria!
One bolt. Give me a target. Our ballista, your command.
Can't take it anymore.
Our ballista, your command. Armor won't save.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Armor won't save. One bullet's all I need.
Keep calm, Tiberius.
Give me a time.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Your Majesty, you return! Our prayers have been answered! May the Mother Goddess watch over you.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Our ballista, your command. bolt I need. Give me a time. Our ballista, your command.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Off to Wetterton, are ye? Bonny tune that. Just the folk could be on shite.
As they neared Wetterton, the Queen ordered her company to halt. She then sent men to the town for supplies. Those sent returned more quickly than she'd assumed they would, their satchels empty, their mounts foaming at the mouth.
Your Majesty, the townsfolk have gone right mad. Herded all the elves and dwarves at Market Square. 'Tis a slaughter.
The Queen knew well that if she failed to intervene, the town's streets would flow with non-human blood. Just as she knew her meager force might not subdue an enraged crowd.
What is your command, your grace?
Reynard's question pierced the silence.
What can it be, dear friend?
Answered the Queen, then spurred her mount and rode off towards the town. Her troops followed, running as fast as their legs would carry them. When they passed inside the town gate, they saw corpses lining the gutters. Meve realized she had arrived too late to prevent a tragedy. The crowd was drunk on blood. Its rage would need to be quelled with an iron fist.
Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones! Reynard, who started this? I must know. So much hatred. We must put a stop to it.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Discipline shall bring us to strike the largest clusters. Disperse the mob.
Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones!
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
So much hatred. We must put a stop to it. Reynard, who started this? I must know.
Discipline, children! Strike the largest clusters! Disperse the mob!
Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones!
Discipline, children! Strike the largest clusters! Disperse the mob!
So much hatred. We must put a stop to it. Reynard, who started this? I must know. Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones!
We must strike the largest clusters! Disperse the mob!
So much hatred. We must put a stop to it. Reynard, who's...
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones!
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
So much hatred. We must put a stop to it. Reynard, who started this?
Company! We must strike the largest clusters!
Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones! Reynard, who started this? So much hatred. We must put a stop to it.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Company! We must strike the largest clusters! Disperse...
Step away! Reynard.
Can't take it anymore.
We must trust him. We must strike the largest clusters! Disperse the mob!
way! Or... Rain... So much...
Can't take it anymore.
Her Majesty knows we must strike the largest clusters!
Happily, Niamh restored order without suffering any losses. Reynard then learned that a nobleman's ire had triggered the violence, ire at having discovered a theft.
Suspicion fell on the non-humans he employed. He accused them, they protested, and the row soon engulfed the town. But there's something else, Your Grace.
Reynard gestured towards an aged man who stood grieving, his face in his hands.
I've witnesses who claim the strays of Sparla are the thieves.
Though the tragedy seemed the result of a misunderstanding, justice would have to be served. Those responsible for the slaughter would need to be punished. The question was, how severely?
Your excuses I cannot accept,
said the Queen.
The vipers who called for the slaughter, they will hang. The rest...
Majesty!
A townswoman fell to Niamh's feet.
Mercy, please! 'Twere words taken wrong, a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding? To don another's cape, pay out insufficient change, these are misunderstandings. What happened here was criminal, and you'll be punished as criminals.
The condemned were hanged at once, without regard to the protests of kith and kin. Those non-humans who had managed to hide and survive made a most generous donation in gold to bolster the Queen's force. I'd like to say Wetterton's small melting pot of races lived on in harmony. Yet alas, I'm not in the habit of propagating untruths.
You hanged good folk today, ma'am. And for what? Because they came to the end of their tether? You hanged good folk today, ma'am. And for what? Because they came to the end of their tether?
The Lyrians entered the graveyard. Crickets chirped in its tall, windswept grass, and lush green moss covered its crumbling gravestones. Only a fresh bloodstain upon a mausoleum wall suggested that something disturbed the dead in their rest and hunted the living.
Save your tears, throw earth your grief.
An eerie voice sang, its ghastly lament standing Niamh's hair on end.
Soon your life too shall cease, as you pass into the eternal glow.
A pockmarked, pustule-ridden creature crawled out from behind some gravestones. It vaguely resembled a shriveled, hunchbacked hag, until its head split into two halves, forming a tooth-spiked maw.
Attack! Everyone!
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads. My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me. There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die. Our ballista, your command. Aye. Armor won't say.
A lesson in humility coming now.
What was that filth?
The queen croaked hoarsely as the dying monster writhed in agony at her feet.
I know not, your grace,
replied Reynard.
But to be safe, I would have the corpse chopped up and burned. Elsewise, we will not be certain it shall not return.
Yes, have it done.
Meve said, brushing her hair from her beaded brow.
But quickly, lest dusk catch us in this foul place.
The Lyrians soon resumed their march. As they left the cemetery behind them, some believed they still heard the haunting dirge upon the air. Or was it just the wind, whistling past mossy tombstones?
Yes, your grace?
It's time I attended to other...
Well, well. Seems humans are near the same after all.
Well,
Nothing left in Wetterton for me now. Close my shop and share the road with you.
Beware, some bandits on the high road round Dawn. Those that call themselves the Strays. Beware, some bandits on the high road round Dawn. Those that call themselves the Strays.
Off to the nuptials, ma'am. Or to cross this bridge here, then ride on straight as piss.
Smells of smoke. Bites at my eyes. Strays have set something else ablaze, I wager.
Give me a target.
Left, right, left, right.
Our ballista, your command.
Company! Forward march!
Ours is not to reason why.
Give me a target.
Again and again and again.
Our ballista, your command.
Company! Forward march!
Here's late. Again.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Company! Forward march!
Our ballista, your command. Armor monster.
Again and again and again.
Give me a target.
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
Oh, Rivia!
Our ballista, your command.
Left, right, left, right.
Her Majesty is exceptional.
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes.
Again and again and again.
Company! Forward march!
Armor won't say.
Left, right, left, right.
Armor won't say.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
I'm coming, I'm coming.
Again and again and again.
Our ballista, your command.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
Ours is not to reason why.
Armor won't say. Armor won't say.
Again and again and again.
Company! Forward march!
For Rivia!
Left, right, left, right.
One boat's all I need.
Company! Forward march!
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes.
Our ballista, your command.
An army's a waste of time for one like me.
Armor won't sir.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes.
An army's a waste of time for one like me.
One boat's all I need.
Company! Forward march!
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes.
Give me a target.
An army's a waste of time for one like me.
Our ballista, your command. Armor won't sir.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
Left, right, left, right.
Our ballista, your command. Armor won't sir.
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
Left, right, left, right.
Our ballista, your command. Armor won't sir.
We must trust each other!
Oh, Rivia!
Her Majesty is exceptional.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
I'm a monster.
Again and again and again.
Give me a time.
Her Majesty is exceptional.
Pays late. Again.
Our ballista, your command.
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
I'm a monster.
Again and again and again.
One bolt.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes.
Company! Forward march!
Give me a time.